Lionel Messi's moment of genius propels Inter Miami to the MLS Cup 2025 summit. The peak of historic victory, Messi delivers on promise with Inter Miami's first MLS championship. A historic day in Major League Soccer, MLS, arrived on December 6, 2025, as Inter Miami CF officially clinched the MLS Cup championship, the highest honor in American football. Defeating Vancouver Whitecaps FC 3-1 in a dramatic final at Chase Stadium, Inter Miami completed a spectacular transformation, evolving from a club founded in 2018, starting play in 2020, to champions just 2.5 years after superstar Lionel Messi joined. This victory is pivotal, not only for the club's young history but also for the legacy of its stars. Lionel Messi, though not scoring himself, was the central figure with 2 second-half assists that directly turned the tide of the match. This exceptional performance earned the Argentine superstar the MLS Cup Final Most Valuable Player (MVP) award. The win was also deeply emotional. The 2025 MLS Cup Championship offered a perfect, fulfilling conclusion to the professional careers of Spanish legends Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets, who ended their time as professional players with a major title in the U.S. For head coach Javier Mascherano, this was his first trophy in a managerial role, a significant event that allowed him to bid farewell to his former teammates in the best possible way. The 3-1 result in favor of Inter Miami might be misleading regarding the game's intensity. In reality, the clash at Chase Stadium was a tense tactical battle, especially throughout the first 60 minutes. Miami took an early lead in the 8th minute via an own goal, but Vancouver displayed valiant fighting spirit, creating several chances and ultimately equalizing in the 60th minute. The fundamental difference came down to handling high-pressure situations. At 1-1, the momentum was entirely with the visitors. However, Inter Miami possessed an extraordinary factor: Messi's ability to create individual turning points. Just 10 minutes after Vancouver's equalizer, Messi intervened with a moment of genius to provide an assist. This ability to convert chances not only restored the lead, but completely extinguished the Whitecaps' momentum. This perfectly timed intervention reaffirmed Messi's reputation as a problem solver and someone who is like none other in the biggest moments. The MLS Cup 2025 final was played in a high tempo, proving the MLS is a highly competitive league. Inter Miami faced a Vancouver Whitecaps side that was passionate and well-organized, a team that had an excellent season despite their defeat in the final. Inter Miami quickly established an advantage in the 8th minute. The goal came from a wide attack where Messi skillfully maneuvered past 2 Vancouver defenders to open space for Tadeo Allende. Allende then delivered a low cross into the box, forcing Vancouver defender Edier Ocampo to clumsily turn the ball into his own net, giving Inter Miami a 1-0 lead. However, Vancouver was not deterred. Under the guidance of former German star Thomas Müller, the visitors increased the pressure and created several clear opportunities. Miami goalkeeper Rocco Rios Novo had an excellent first half, making 3 crucial saves, blocking shots from White and Savi. This indicates that Inter Miami was not completely dominant. Rather, they relied on their goalkeeper's solidity to maintain their slender lead. In the second half, Vancouver continued to pile on the pressure and were rewarded in the 60th minute when Ahmed successfully converted a one-touch shot, leveling the score at 1-1. Notably, this goal exposed a defensive vulnerability in Miami's ranks. Goalkeeper Rios Novo allowed the ball to slip through his hands on what was considered a must-save chance. Expert analysis suggests that the Inter Miami defense, particularly the veteran players, struggled significantly against the opposition's speed. Jordi Alba, widely considered one of the best attacking left-backs in history, had an off day, rated 4 out of 10, constantly troubled by Vancouver's pacey winger, Emmanuel Sabai. Alba's passing accuracy was only 78%, an unusually low figure for a player of his caliber. Sergio Busquets, playing as a center back, was also rated poorly, 5 out of 10, reflecting the instability of Miami's backline. This leads to a key observation. Inter Miami's MLS Cup victory was not built on solid defense or sustained control of the tempo. Instead, it was a victory based on the ability to outscore the opponent. Thanks to the singular individual genius and problem-solving in the final third, especially when the defense faltered. The match-turning moment occurred around the 71 SD/72 ND minute. After conceding the equalizer, pressure mounted on Inter Miami. However, the Argentine star transformed that pressure into opportunity. The play originated from a fatal error by Vancouver defensive midfielder Andres Cubas. Messi immediately pounced on the ball and, in a flash, executed a pass. Perfect in weight and pace, spreading it through a tight gap in Vancouver's compact defense, setting Rodrigo De Paul up for a one-on-one opportunity with the goalkeeper. The synergy between the two longtime Argentina teammates was evident, as De Paul collected the ball in stride and easily finished into the net, putting Miami ahead 2-1. Not stopping there, Messi reaffirmed his role as the architect in the final minutes of stoppage time, 95th minute. He expertly controlled a long pass from Alba with his chest, then immediately delivered a through ball to Tadeo Allende. Allende smoothly slotted the ball past the opposing goalkeeper, sealing Inter Miami's 3-1 victory. This goal was not just an insurance policy for the title but also a personal milestone for Tadeo Allende, rated 9 out of 10, who broke the MLS playoff scoring record with 9 goals, proving he is an underrated but vital cog in Coach Mascherano's lineup. Lionel Messi's presence in the MLS Cup 2025 final is a clear testament to his extraordinary tactical adaptability. He did not need to score to be the best player on the pitch. Instead, he completely transformed his role into a key playmaker and problem solver. During the 2025 MLS playoff campaign, Messi was involved in 15 scoring situations, 6 goals, 9 assists, a new playoff record. However, in the final, Vancouver Whitecaps employed tactics to deny him space for shots. Faced with this blockage, instead of forcing personal goals, Messi focused on exploiting defensive weaknesses through decisive passes. The assist to De Paul exemplified his situational awareness and supreme technical execution. When defensive midfielder Cubas lost possession, Messi did not take an unnecessary touch. He immediately spotted and delivered the killer pass across the lines. The defining factor was the speed and maximal accuracy of his execution under pressure, preventing the Vancouver defense from reorganizing in time. This is what separates Messi from other top attackers. The coordination between Messi and Rodrigo De Paul was not a coincidence. The long-standing bond between the two Argentine national teammates resulted in absolute trust and efficiency in the most critical moment. Although De Paul was largely contained by Vancouver for most of the match, his flawless finish when Messi delivered a perfect ball proved the value of this relationship. Messi is more than just a playmaker, he is a nonverbal leader. When Inter Miami faced the risk of losing control after Vancouver's equalizer, Messi's composure and ability to instantly provide a solution stabilized the team. Winning the MVP award without scoring is a powerful statement about the importance of his creative prowess and psychological impact on the final outcome. The 2025 MLS Cup victory marks Javier Mascherano's first trophy as a head coach, achieved in his inaugural season leading Inter Miami. Mascherano's success stems from a balanced strategy, blending the experience and class of superstars, Messi, Busquets, Alba, with the hunger and dynamism of younger players like Rocco Rios Novo and Tadeo Allende. Mascherano proved his ability to manage a high-pressure team, especially in facing the challenge of maintaining form throughout a long season. He succeeded in creating a cohesive squad that consistently showed the strength to overcome the tough moments they experienced during the season. Inter Miami's 2025 MLS Cup Championship is more than just a victory on the pitch. It is a historic event with far-reaching implications for the future of American soccer and a reinforcement of Lionel Messi's global legacy. Inter Miami's journey is a modern-day fairy tale. The team only began play in 2020, and when Messi arrived mid-season 2023, they were at the bottom of the MLS standings. Within 2.5 years, they have won 3 major titles: the 2023 Leagues Cup, the 2024 MLS Supporters Shield, and now the 2025 MLS Cup. The transformation from a bottom-place team to league champions prompted some analysts to declare, "The last-place team that now runs the league." This victory is the culmination of 12 years of relentless effort by David Beckham. As co-owner, Beckham persistently pursued the right to establish an MLS franchise at a discounted rate since retiring in 2013. He affirmed that the win is proof that Messi didn't just come here to enjoy living in Miami, he's come here to win. In terms of the league, Inter Miami became the 16th franchise in MLS's 30-year history to win the championship, further extending the league's competitive parity. MLS Commissioner Don Garber stated that this victory is evidence that soccer has made it in America, highlighting its significance in legitimizing and promoting the league internationally, particularly leading up to the 2026 World Cup. The MLS Cup victory holds deep symbolic meaning for Inter Miami, as it was the final match held at Chase Stadium, the club's temporary home. Securing the highest honor there leaves a historical mark before the team moves to the new stadium at Miami Freedom Park. Furthermore, the championship provided the most complete farewell for Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba. Both closed their illustrious professional careers, including World Cups, Champions Leagues, and countless other titles, with a final National League trophy in the U.S. Their careers ended with a championship alongside their teammate Messi, with whom they shared the most success. Notably, Messi, Busquets, and De Paul are now the first players in history to have won both the FIFA World Cup and the MLS Cup Championship. Lionel Messi continues to extend his personal record, raising his total career titles to 47, some sources tally between 44 and 48. This figure solidifies his status as the most decorated player in the history of men's football. Crucially, although Messi's legacy was long secured before coming to MLS, having won the World Cup and dozens of other trophies, winning the MLS Cup dispelled any doubts about his motivation. Messi affirmed that winning MLS was one of our main objectives, emphasizing that he came to the U.S. not to relax but to continue conquering glory, a fact confirmed by David Beckham. The MLS Cup 2025 final perfectly illustrates the nature of Mascherano's Inter Miami, a squad combining the youthful hunger of players like Allende and Rios Novo with the absolute winning experience of their superstars. The binding element is Lionel Messi. Despite facing a well-organized Vancouver defense, he successfully adapted his role into a playmaker, the one who provided solutions in the game's most deadlocked moments. Messi's difference lies not only in his skill but also in his ability to ruthlessly capitalize on the smallest mistakes made by the opponent, turning them into decisive goals. Inter Miami won not because of a perfect game, but because of their ability to transition and the timely emergence of a genius. This victory was built upon impressive records. Lionel Messi set a new MLS playoff record with 15 goal contributions, 6 goals, 9 assists. Tadeo Allende broke the MLS playoff scoring record with 9 goals. Inter Miami won the first MLS Cup in club history, completing a domestic and regional title hat-trick within 2 years. The 2025 MLS Cup Championship ushers in a new era for Inter Miami. The club will move to the modern Miami Freedom Park Stadium, carrying the prestige of champions. However, the challenge for coach Mascherano is to maintain momentum and manage the physical decline of the veterans. Busquets and Alba retired. Messi is 38. Inter Miami must continue to develop its younger talent to compensate for the tactical weaknesses exposed in the final, especially in the left back and central defense positions. For Major League Soccer, Miami's dominance has fueled competition and investment. Other clubs will be forced to raise their squad quality to challenge the Messi-led champions, ensuring the league continues to grow in professional quality ahead of the 2026 World Cup. This was a great victory for Inter Miami, but it is also a warning to the rest of the league. Defeating the combination of sublime talent and championship experience requires more than just pure effort.